When you're under a psychosis, for me, just my experience, every little noise, everything's amplified. Time also begins to slow down. And then from there, I will begin to hear conversations from other sides of the wall. And then visually, it starts to come in. It builds, kind of like a symphony.
I got hospitalized a number of times. The first time I was 14, I was a skinny kid, but my body was internally, it was full. I took some pills and I didn't even really want to die. I think it was a cry for help. Every time I was hospitalized, I didn't know how to do it. I feel like I was putting on a show, going to class, putting my clothes on, but inside I was nervous.
Depression has an enormous cognitive impact on your thoughts about what reality is. You are convinced that you're right. Like, the world is as empty and meaningless as I feel right now. And all the other times that I feel different, I'm fooling myself. A feeling that even lifting your arm is like enormous energy. Getting up, opening your eyes is like enormous concentration and energy. And so I was kind of in that place for a long time, and I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want a solution. I didn't see a solution.
I was hospitalized 12 times before finally establishing a form of stability. Put me in the quiet room because apparently I spoke too much. And you're just waiting for hours until they let you out. Is that humane?
The way that the mental health system has operated for so many years, it's about labeling and identifying symptoms. It's potentially a little bit dehumanizing. And then within the public system, the services are hard to get, hard to maintain, hard to access. I want to change the environment around the person before I want to change the person themselves. And so I think I brought that humility into my profession. And I think that partially is because I've dealt with depression. What I was seeing was the need for peer connections. There was literally nowhere I could send the people that I was working with individually where they would fit in comfortably and just be accepted. And that's when we decided to put together a magazine.
Being able to tell your story is where Painted Brain started, and we've been able to use the magazine and social media and our website to expand it.
I had met Dave Leon. I told him, I said, I'm curious, I want to learn more about what you're up to. And he's like, well, here's our website. I checked out the website and I said, this website's I'm like, I design websites. This is my life. And then I got hospitalized. I took the project with me to the hospital in my head. So I kept coding on paper, and I'm like, when I get out, I'm gonna translate this and render it into the actual program. He had no idea that I was living with mental illness. Finally, one day, Dave found out I was living with schizophrenia. And he was like, what? What the hell? This is so cool. I'm like, you watch your mouth. I live with this. It hasn't been such a gift, And he's like, I understand, And we both built up to this gift to create this power, this superpower, and hone in on that and make it an asset for the company.
There's some hidden strength in every mental illness. And so there's a superpower in that awareness, that ability to be in touch with things that other people can't maybe see or touch.
We were getting contracts, slowly built up, and we got Rayshell on board. And Rayshell came in like fire. And she was like, I'm gonna operationalize the shit out of this place.
Oh Lord, he remember that?
So is that a real quote? Is that?
Yeah, oh, he quotes me. Yeah, I'm the business side. But when my sister died of an overdose, I told Dave, I was like, I have to do more. And I wanted to use my skills to at least normalize mental health, particularly for communities of color. We started with the social connection, the magazine, but we've evolved into something that we just never thought of before, that we could ever imagine. We provide occupational therapy services, crisis peer support services, providing digital literacy, and getting people jobs that would have never had jobs before, taking people off disability and getting them in full-time career paths.
Who better to create any sort of program or a business model that like basically is catering to the experience of a peer? Who better than the person who has lived it?
A lot of us, myself, I'm a person with schizophrenia. A lot of people have difficulties, hard times. And then like we reform with art, we remake ourselves.
I train individuals that are living with mental health challenges to code. In today's workshop, we're going to cover the basic of HTML, hypertext markup language. They pick up on coding faster than most normal people. So it says a lot about the way that their brains are processing information and how they find these patterns.
One of the really sad things about the way mental health and mental illness is talked about is this idea that you want to have a mental illness and then recover from it or move past it, as opposed to make it a part of your life and find some purpose or meaning in it. I lived my entire life to try to minimize the amount of time I spend in that depressive state. I exercise every day, I play music every day. I really try to live in a way that's very, as much as possible, full of wonder and appreciation for what I'm experiencing and the life that I have.
How did I get from being so scared to talk about my mental health to now being so proud about it? I wouldn't want to admit it to him, but it was Dave, one of Dave and Eli. We started a company, but that the whole goal was to be transparent and to provide community. Now that I can be honest, I'm saving lives, and more lives will be saved by other people telling their story. And I've seen my power, and I have to hone in on it.